Now, as a timeline therapy practitioner, there are 6 major techniques that you are going to learn and that you're going to apply. These 6 techniques will enable you to walk into any room and coach anybody. Now, the best thing is you don't need years of practice. You don't even need to be an expert to get results with these techniques. All you need to do is follow the steps in this course and you'll get immediate results. How does that sound? You don't need years of practice. All you need to do is to follow our script and you and your client will get immediate results. So what I want you to do is I want you to open up your timeline therapy training system. So please take out your timeline therapy training system and we're going to discover the 6 major techniques. The 6 major techniques can be found on page number 5. Page number 5 is going to look like this. Now, these are the 6 major techniques, and you can follow along on page number 5. Number 1, eliciting the timeline. This is discovering the direction and location of the client's timeline. Number 2, discovering the root cause or first event for a negative emotion or limiting decision. Number 3, releasing a negative emotion, including emotions like anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, or anything else the client mentions. Now, one note here, when we let go of negative emotions, we want to alternate between stimulant and depressant emotions. The reason why we want to alternate between stimulant and depressant emotions is to preserve the balance inside of the body. Now, the emotion of anger is a stimulant. So I want you to think about this for a moment. When you get angry, what happens? You tense up, don't you? Oh, you want to hit something. Anger is a stimulant emotion to the central nervous system. What happens when you experience sadness? Do you want to fight people when you're sad? Sometimes you just want to sleep, don't you? You want to go sit down, you kind of lose all of your power. So when we do timeline therapy, we're going to alternate between stimulant and depressant emotions, which means we're going to start with the emotion of anger. Once we remove anger, which is a stimulant, we'll then work with sadness, which is a depressant to the central nervous system. We'll then work with fear. Think about when you experience fear. What happens? You tense up and you want to run away. Is that correct? So it's a stimulant. Then we'll work with the emotion of hurt, which is a depressant. And by doing this, we preserve the balance inside the body. But imagine this. Imagine you got rid of all the sadness and the hurt, and all of those sad feelings disappeared. What would happen to all those stimulant emotions, like anger and fear? They'd shoot up, wouldn't they? Would that be healthy for your body? What if you got rid of anger and fear and all the sadness and the hurt came to the surface? Immediately you'd go into a state of depression. Would that be healthy for you? Not at all. So the goal is when we release a negative emotion, we want to make sure we alternate between stimulant and depressant emotions. That's why we always follow the order of anger, then sadness, then fear, then hurt, then guilt. And if you do that, the body will remain balanced and it will be a very enjoyable experience for your client. And this weekend, I'll be here to guide you through that. Number 4, removing a limiting decision. This weekend, we'll be able to remove limiting decisions like, I'm not good enough, I can't make enough money, or I can't have a great relationship. Number 5, you'll also learn techniques to change the direction of your timeline. And number 6, in your mentorship sessions, we'll be teaching you the creating your future technique.